How you doing, everyone? Train ride home. We've had a bit of time to cool down, I guess, relax.
Cool down?
Well, you know what I mean.
Cool down?
We've had time to go over how angry we are and
Cool down?
And to go and have a little look online at what's going on and just chat to some other Spurs fans on the train as well, which we'll try and get into the video at the end here. But look, the reality is, it's a bad result. So we don't want to be knee-jerk and just say, okay, 4-0, Ange out, Levy out, all that stuff. But we've been saying on our channel for a while, all is not good. And we've been saying for a while, arguing over Timo, arguing over Brennan Johnson, Kulu, saying the midfield's not balanced, Basuma. We've even said we don't think Udogie is quite right, that he's not quite there. These are things that we've said. And we've questioned Ange Ball, we've questioned... I'm smiling because someone else is videoing me. We've questioned.
Making a video.
Look, the thing is this: what happened today, we aren't surprised because, well, I'm not surprised because I've been calling this and I've been saying he's naive defensively, this coach, and I've been calling out these players as being bang average, especially the attack. And today, not everything, but most of the things I've been saying for the past, 6-7 weeks, you saw it all happen. I'm shocked we lost 4-0 to a depleted Newcastle, but I'm not shocked that result happened the way we played. That didn't shock me because we saw it against Fulham, with Wolves, Brighton away. It's not new.
That undertone consistency has been there for the last few games, really, isn't it?
We've struggled against Palace, Forest, Luton, relegation teams. We got away with it because second half we've had individuals that have popped up with goals, and you know we've played slightly better in periods of matches.
How many times have we said that? Do you know what, we seem to be a second half FC team. Even today at 2-0 down at half time, literally we all thought, I think, the first goal in the second half, if we scored that first goal in the second half, it could be back on, and it could
of course.
It could be a leg back in for us, right? But didn't materialise. They obviously scored that third goal, and then after that
we just got worse in the second half. The difference was we had about 20 minutes of possession, left, right, around their box, achieving nothing with it. Their goalie had no saves to make.
Listen, for me, everyone to a man was shit today. It's just no other way of calling it. You can dress it as you want. Bottom line is, everyone to a man was shit, and it was a defeat, a deserved defeat. 100% was well deserved. But for me, there's losing and losing, and today we lost without any kind of fight from minute 1 to 95, and that for me, I won't change my mind on that. It's unforgivable.
Okay, all right. We've shown gutless, spineless, fight-lacking performances under Redknapp, under Poch, under Conte, under Jose, and now you're seeing it under Ange. Okay, how many more managers are we going to say the same thing before we actually, as a fan base, once and for all, have a proper conversation about the ownership, the culture that they've trickled down, and the mentality of the club? All these little things like, hi guys, prices have gone up in life, so I need to put the ticket prices up, but I'm going to get a £3 million bonus and I'm going to build a hotel. That is there you go to the fans. What's that got to do with the result today? Because that is the culture of the club. The culture of the club is money, profit. With Timo Werner, he's free for a reason. No one wants him. He's no good. I've been saying it. Solomon, who is he? We're going to give him a pass. He hasn't played, but again, free. No one really wanted him. Clement Longley, Dan Jumas, this happens every single season. I'm not just blaming it on Timo today. I never rated Brennan Johnson. I don't know why we wasted 50 million on him. He's not good enough. He's not Mane. I'll bring you in because I want you to have a say. Salah, Mane, Firmino, that's the level. Johnson doesn't come close to that. Foden, Saka, doesn't come close to that. They're the teams you want to catch. Kulusevski, he's not at the level. He's not. Richarlison, no top 6 club would sign Richarlison as their striker. Yet, this is what we're stuck with. Even the midfield is lacking.
But are we,
Højbjerg came on. We thought Højbjerg was going to come on and the game was going to change because he had a cameo against the mighty Nottingham Forest. Come on, guys.
people calling for him to start.
It's ridiculous.
No,
But
one
Happy
thing
clappers. Happy clappers.
One thing I'll say is, do we have our expectations? Right. We're talking about the elite and those top three. Right. Realistically, the level of players that we have now, they're not there. Are we? And we don't. Surely we're not going to be at that level for another 2-3 years.
Yeah.
It's taken them a long time. Those three teams.
You can't expect,
but
you can't expect to be at that level just by bringing in players. The culture at the club has to change. The mentality is the number one thing that
Andrew
needs to
said,
change.
I'm not signing superstars. This club will never sign superstars. We're not spending big money on a superstar player. We'd rather buy 3-4 players instead. That's not what City do. That's not what Liverpool do. That's not what Arsenal have done with Declan Rice. Arsenal aren't the richest club in London. Arsenal don't have a stadium making the money that we're making, yet they've got £100 million to drop on Declan Rice. We won't do that. Our manager said we're not doing that. So my expectations are low. But they shouldn't be.
No, I think I just meant from an expectation point of view was that the fact that we're not going to go out and buy players right now who are to the level of like the Salahs on that, right?
Yeah, but then we're not winning nothing, JP. We're not winning nothing.
But we're not going to win anything next season. We're definitely not going to win anything this season.
We're not winning anything under Daniel
We're not
Levy.
going to win anything.
When you
next
look at
season.
it,
But we have to buy the level of player that will take
Right,
us above who.
let me ask you a
who
question.
we've got
Let me ask you a
now, right?
question. Is Ange becoming a yes man? Is he becoming another yes man at the club? Honestly, he's saying all the right things to the
I'm gonna say
media.
yes.
He's saying all the right things that the club want to hear, and the fans are like,
it's
yes.
headed that way. It's headed that way for sure. But the thing is,
It is galvanising people.
the thing is, if you look at the domestic
Right?
cups as well,
It's Levy people. It's galvanising.
At the end of the
everyone.
game today, it's the first game I've seen where fans have come up to the away fans, right? A few players, a few of them came up to the away fans to
Shoo
clap,
them
and
away.
fans were like, go away. They were
Shoo them
shooing them
away.
away. When have you seen that happen?
That is the first time I've seen that.
Go back 4 months ago. 4 months ago, we lost 4-1 to Chelsea and we clapped. What's happened now? We lost 4-0 today. Why aren't we clapping them? What's happened, guys? Reality is kicking in. And all these YouTubers and all these podcasters and all these media ITKs and all these media, I call them media puppets. You guys don't call them that, I do that. All of them are being exposed now for just towing the line and not speaking up on what's the truth at this club.
Listen.
And if you think I'm wrong, what do you think is going to happen against Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool next 3 games? What do we think is going to realistically happen?
Based on what I saw today.
And Porro now out with a hamstring.
I'm going to get a new one ripped. Right, based on what I saw today, based on that performance today, if we perform like that without Porro now, with Emerson in there, possibly not Son. I don't know what was wrong with Son, but he obviously got taken off. But that just literally calls for, it appears to be the fact that we're just going to get ripped a new one.
listen, it's difficult to predict what's going to happen in 2 weeks' time. I know you guys have made up your mind on what's going to happen against Arsenal. I will still say it's different, but if today is anything to go by, if that is how we're going to approach games and go into games and play without a fight, that's the thing that got. I'll keep going on about it, but it's the thing that got me is the fact that I didn't see a single spell in the game where we was on top, a single part.
What do you want to see from our team? We want to
Yeah,
see
a
fight,
quarter. You know, normally you have
Participate.
2 teams there, and one of them maybe more dominant than the other, but you always have the other team having a spell in the game where we're on top. We didn't have that. We had the opportunities to go 1-0 up, yet again, failed them.
Timo Werner.
And then the thing is,
He had the
when you
chances.
don't take the lead,
So rubbish.
and then, you know, it
Changes the
becomes,
perspective
of
of
course
the
it
game.
became, and then once Son came off, you're looking around, even if we have the opportunity to try and score a goal here, who's going to score it? Because your top scorer has just gone off the pitch. You're left with Johnson in the middle, Kulusevski on the right, and Werner on the left. Who's going to score? The midfielders. When was the last time I sent the midfielders?
Son wasn't playing well.
No, but when was the last time any of our midfielders have scored a goal?
But the thing with Son though, is that even
Maddison.
if
When
you
was the
play
last
him,
time we've had Maddison play had a good game?
if Son's not playing well, if he gets an opportunity, if he's played him well, you know how clinical.
And also, when if you had when Van der Ven has him not as a, you know, when you get a player like Van der Ven having a bad day at the office, forget it, man.
Yeah, but this is what happens. We've seen this before. We saw it with Sol Campbell. I don't want to bring up his name, but it's true. When you don't have good players, Kane,
Judas.
When you don't have good players surrounding your good players, they will end up regressing, or they will end up being sucked into this, right?
But the thing is, if Son doesn't have a good game, if Kane doesn't have a good game, if Van der Ven doesn't have a good game,
listen,
we want the rest of the
we
team
signed
to be able
Veliz-
to pick those players up. But
We signed Veliz under Ange. Timo's come in under Ange. Johnson's come in under Ange. Bergvall's come in under Ange. We've not seen
He's
him.
not here.
Solomon's come in, or he's been injured.
can't count him. I don't
When I look at the attacking players and the way he's trying to get them play, we haven't signed good attacking players.
Today, listen to me. Today had the signs. I had all the signs of a team that's called it a day for the season. That was me, like an end of the season. Do you remember when we lost 6-1 at Newcastle? We're here at Newcastle a few seasons back when it was end of the season.
Oh, once we knew the title was
when
over.
the title was
yeah.
up.
And then
Today
when we come further in the
had
two
all
horse
the
race, they like to
makings
batter us.
of like this season is done, because it didn't feel like we was playing for anything. Even though top four is still up for grabs, it didn't feel like we was playing for anything. And more to the point, what is it that we actually top four is a target? Why?
Nothing.
Why?
Nothing,
Why do you want to get into the Champions League? To get
Nothing.
what?
I don't want Champions
money.
League.
To
I've said-
what money?
I've said
Yeah,
it.
but what about?
I don't want Champions League. I don't want it.
We don't. But
It's not if this is the outcome.
Fans want Champions League because they want to hear "It's the champion." They just want to hear the music. That's the reason they're doing it.
Nah, none of that.
Listen. Right? You get 2 minutes at the beginning where you hear that music, and then Bayern Munich pump you 7-1. I don't want to watch it. You know what's going to happen.
Mate,
We are not going to do well in that.
Listen, man. I know.
Managers in Europe are more tactically astute. We've been sussed out. One ball through the middle, one ball over the top. We are caught out every single game. It's not just
Burnley have done it.
every
Palace have
team
done
does it to us.
Forest have done it.
We're not going to change. It's how
What do you think Bayern Munich are going to do?
it's how we play, mate. It's who we are, mate. He's not going to change it. But who brought him in? Who brought this guy in? Scott Munn. Who hired Scott Munn?
At
All
what
roads
point,
lead back to Daniel
if
Levy.
you have a, like I was saying it earlier on to
All
the
roads
fellas
lead back
over
to
there,
it.
right? I said, when, or you know, you
In
get
fact,
this.
let me get the other guys
Yeah,
in. 'Cause
get-
let them have a say. Hey,
Come in,
jump
Declan.
in. Say, Declan, speak your mind, brother. Speak your mind.
The thing is, I was saying to you earlier on, right?
You're gonna
I
jump
said,
in as
in,
well,
any,
go for it. Go.
in any line of work, I said to you earlier on, I said you had a manager,
They're still getting it.
right?
That's right, go.
Come in.
Yeah. Go on.
I said, at any line of work, you have a manager that comes in, does the work, you know, does everything, and you get rid of him. Then you bring another manager in, get rid of him. Another manager, get rid of him. And you're the boss of that shop, whatever you want to call it, that business. At what point did we start looking at you and saying, mate, all these managers you've employed, they've all gone and they've succeeded somewhere else. Players that have left your establishment have gone somewhere else and they've succeeded elsewhere. At what point do we start looking at you and saying, maybe it's you, mate?
Yeah. No, I hear you. But what can we do? We know it's Levy's fault, but what can we do?
What have you tried?
You know, look, I've been. Well, I haven't tried much. I've done a Levy out of chance at grounds, and that's pretty much all I've done. What have you tried? But what can we do as a club? I don't think the club is unified enough. The support is unified enough to make a change.
You're right.
With
I
Levy.
agree.
I agree.
The
Totally.
club's making
I
loads of
agree.
money. We're competing for Champions League football. It's never going to change.
Can I ask you something? You said something earlier. Let me bring in.
Go on, Kevin.
Right, Kev. You said that for you, this is you haven't been Levy out, Levy in. But what you said to me earlier when we spoke was, if it doesn't work under Ange, you're done with, or something along those lines. You're done with it. What is it you said again?
So, I think at the end of the day, especially after we've come far from when Levy first took over to then going as far as we with Port, Champions League final, everything, and then hiring managers like Jose and Conte, they are at the time of hiring top managers, and now it's failed. And at the end of the day, like, and if it doesn't work, and it's a case of like we failed to back him or whatever it is, I think this is Levy's last chance. And I think I don't know what when I say it's his last chance, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't got a boss. Like, he is in charge of it. But when I say it's his last chance, I mean, like, at the end of the day, I think, like, we will start regressing. Like, even before, not necessarily with Ange, but when we sacked Jose, it took about 3 months to get a manager. I mean, with Nuno, and it's like we're not going to get another manager if, like, another good manager if we end up sacking Ange.
I think that's because no manager wanted the job, and a lot of them rejected it. Ange has taken the job because it's an upgrade for him, right, from what he's done.
Yeah.
So the only other option is another manager who's never done a big job, which is back to square one, or the prodigy in the making, Ryan Mason.
I do.
Well, you laugh, but
no, Ryan Mason. No,
I'm serious.
I don't want Ryan Mason.
But Levy might want him.
What I will say, I think Ange is the best manager for us at the time. Like right now, I think I got like, you know, he's a little bit unproven. He's a little bit like we don't know what his ceiling is.
But let's talk about Ange ball, the actual football. Like,
I think it's a myth, guys. I mean, what do you think?
No, I don't know. It feels like he does well. He gets us to the final third, and the build-up plays okay. We arrive at the final third, and then it's like there's no identity.
I feel like
don't know what to do.
Do you blame the manager? Do you blame the manager or the quality of players in the final third?
Quality of players.
We're lacking quality.
So why do so many fans, and when the polls go up online, the majority of fans want to keep Timo Werner at the club? Why
you want Werner to stay?
I do as well.
Why then?
I don't think he should be starting at left wing.
I think it's a price tag. People look.
But at the end of the day, like, as a squad option,
yeah,
like we knew it was shit at finishing when we signed him on loan this season. Like, but I think he's done all right in terms of just like running down the wing, getting across it. Like, I think he's done all right. I think as a squad option, especially like. Don't you want? Assuming that we're in Europe next year as well, for the price that we'll get him.
Kevin, don't you want good quality squad options? I'll give you an example. Trossard comes on for Arsenal off the bench.
Yeah.
He's levels above Werner.
Yeah, no, he is.
Should we not be aiming for that? And Trossard was below 30 million.
Yeah.
If we've got all this money and all this profit and all this,
where are we going to go?
Like realistically,
who
did we get?
We could have got Trossard, but we didn't want to pay the money.
I know.
And
that's the problem.
At the end of the day, like.
That's the problem with Levy. We miss out on so many players consistently.
Surely across the whole of Europe, we can find someone who's speedy, got pace.
Yeah, but it's difficult when you go in Europe.
But at the end of the day, we found one. It is Werner. He is lacking on the finishing front.
We found someone who's free.
Yeah, well that was
a loan
January.
deal.
But at the end of the day, he was a player who was available, and as a squad option, I think he's alright. But if we're going into next season with him starting every game, that is an issue. Like,
He's still got 4 assists and 2 goals.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Like, even
so
he's done well since he's got it.
Right, but okay, we got rid of Lucas Moura, a squad option, to then spend 15 million for Timo as a squad option.
I know.
Is that seriously an improvement of the levels where we can say this is so much better than Lucas Moura?
I do feel like sometimes you just need to like. Especially with squad options, you do need to almost like keep the moving on. Like Lucas Moura needed to go. Like it was almost like a year or two too late that we let him go.
Yeah, no, I get that, but shouldn't we then be bringing in a lot better than him?
Yeah.
We should, but the thing with when you sign players that are a lot better than Lucas Moura, they expect to be playing every game.
But Trossard does it.
I know, and that's the stage where Arsenal are at the minute. But where Spurs are.
But we're saying Werner's a squad player. He's starting every game.
I know, and that's why
he's starting every game.
I'd keep him. But we need to sign another winger. Like right now, Timo Werner is probably our best option at left wing.
We're in trouble. Kulu's going through it.
Right, let me ask you another question then, right? Different angle. If we sign Timo Werner, even as a squad option, what message does that send to the best players at our club? Vicarios, Van der Vens, Sons, Maddison's.
No, I don't.
What message does that? Is because Harry Kane, Carrick, Modric, but all these players left because we never brought in players
Top.
to build a good enough squad where they say, do you know what? I can really play with you guys at my level.
I think.
Will we not end up losing our better players if we keep signing players like that?
Well, it depends what we do in summer, doesn't it?
Well, I'm saying if Timo Werner's part of that.
If you sign Werner for 50 million, he's a squad player, and you go and invest and you sign 3-4 genuine quality players, it's not sending a negative message.
But we've said we're not going to sign 3 or 4 quality players for the. Okay, maybe I've misunderstood what Andrew's said, but from what Andrew's saying, we're not going to spend big money on a player.
Yeah.
We'd rather spend that money getting 3 or 4 players rather than.
Well, that's
landing.
Ange knows a lot of different leagues. We're not going to buy like a big name player in summer. It's just not going to happen.
What
It's
top
not- we're
player
not
has
gonna
Ange
do a
brought
Declan
in
Rice.
from all his contacts in all these leagues so far?
When Celtic, he brought in loads of players.
No,
From the Japanese
since he's been
league.
at Spurs, what's he done?
A doggy. Well, obviously that was
Paratici and his Italian collection.
Yeah, a doggy, what a player. But
Okay,
who
Brendan
has Ange
Johnson,
brought in?
probably.
Johnson. I rate Johnson.
That's a big Ange signing, and I do rate it as well.
Yeah, but is that his understanding of all these leagues? He's come from the Premier League.
Yeah, but he's had one summer.
I think Maddison he got in Maddison, didn't he?
Did he get
Dragusin.
Maddison?
Dragusin.
Is that
Not
again
really.
the Italian league Paratici connection?
Yeah.
Vicario Italian league Paratici connection. I'm just because I remember a lot of fans saying when Ange came in, oh, he's got really good in-depth knowledge of the Asian markets and the Australian markets. Nobody at this club's come from those
I'm not
markets.
really funny. I don't really think that's like surely most top clubs now have access to all the data in the world,
Yeah,
and they can
I
get
agree.
all the stats that it like. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there is a superstar that is currently in on
I
like,
agree.
one of the Asian leagues, whatever, they will get discovered eventually.
Yeah, but you said Ange has got knowledge of the markets though. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, but yeah, he does. Well, that's what in Celtic.
Was this what we're just being fed? It's what we're being told, and as fans, again, something I've mentioned on our channel,
Well, I
we're
think
getting
when-
sucked in by the media PR machine.
Of
Or,
Ange.
well, the
Of
club and
Ange.
Ange work as one.
Yeah.
The only manager that I think's ever managed Spurs and said, no, I'm not doing it this way. I'm speaking what I want to say is Conte, and then
Yeah, he got
I
rid of
do
it.
think as well though, Conte.
everything blew up.
Conte didn't want to stay at Spurs. Like even we tried to get him in summer, and then he didn't join, and then we had to get him when we really needed him.
Antonio.
If I signed you, Danjuma, Spence, Clement Longley, and Fraser Foster, and you're an elite manager, would you want to stay?
At the time of signing them,
But supposedly
don't get me wrong.
Antonio gave the green light to Spence as well.
At the time of
that's what I
signing
heard.
as well.
He said
At the time
he
of
gave the
signing.
green light, I believe, because he came out and he said, this is a club signing, the club want him, but he gave the green light on the basis that, you know, I've got to give you that if you're going to give me this, and he never quite got what he needed.
I don't think
Spence,
that
man.
Conte.
Even Ange didn't want Spence.
I think it's a bit of both, like in terms of like
How's he
he
doing in
wasn't back to
Genoa?
the fullest, but Conte also.
Not good. No.
At the time of signing, most of them Conte signings, we all thought they were good signings.
I didn't.
I did.
This is why fans need to subscribe to Tottenham Away, because when we speak,
Tunnel vision.
I think it was Conte was bought into it all the first season when he got us top 4.
Yeah.
You could see he was fully in because we was
Yeah, he
relegation form and he took us to Champions League form. I think that summer
Something
he
happened.
expected
Yeah.
he thought, right, now we need to kick on. And if you remember when we made top 4 and we celebrated top 4, he turned around and said, whoa.
we can move it.
He told the staff, he said, guys, don't celebrate like this is the target. We need to move. Remember he said that when we achieved Champions League football, when we were celebrating that we made, and he was like, whoa, it's okay to celebrate it for this season, but this is not something that we're not. I'm not here to celebrate 4th spot.
Yeah.
That was the
For next
expectation, though. Like,
Yeah, but he wanted us to say, right, that's a clear message that he sent out to everyone to say, expect more.
yeah.
We didn't really give him, and then obviously,
What
you know,
signings did we make that
if
summer?
you remember He's coached.
Bissouma,
Longley,
Sarr joined as
Richarlison.
well.
Yeah, but Bassume called out straight away, said it wasn't for him.
Fraser Forrester.
Then the coach passed away. His mate passed away.
I think that did impact us,
And then he got ill after that.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 minute.
And that, for me, that was.
Let's get back to the game today, right?
Yeah.
And Ange, going forward, Ange just said, "It's how we play, mate. It's who we are, mate." He's not going to budge.
Mate.
If he
Right.
if he does, see, he's dug a hole now because if he does budge, everything he's told the players, he's now going back on it.
Yeah.
So how can those players believe in what he's trying to teach them
Yeah.
if he then says, "Guys, you know what? Actually, this ain't working."
Yeah.
So
Thank you for travelling with LNER.
if we're not going to bring in the quality and Ange isn't going to budge, where does this end up, or what needs to happen?
It ends badly. It ends really
I
badly.
do think Ange's learning a little bit. Like he started being a bit more pragmatic with substitutions. Even when it's just 1-up, bringing Højbjerg.
We just
on.
got pammed 4-0.
I'm not talking about today.
Well,
I'm
with
talking-
subs,
I'm talking about in general.
But with subs,
I know it's just with subs, but at the end of the day, like.
Where were the
that is-
subs at
that
half
is-
time today, though?
Yeah,
Subs
no,
came
yeah,
on way
no.
too late.
I do it. He should have.
Is he learning, or does he roll the dice? Sometimes they land, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I do.
It looks like
Fans criticise Poch with subs. They criticise Conte with subs.
Yeah.
Now we're criticising this manager with subs. I just feel we're on that same cycle again. And
Yeah. It's like rinse and repeat. It really is. It has. Well, I'm listening to you guys, and it has. And I'm thinking to myself, that's exactly what I'm thinking. This is just.
But the
This is
cycle
just like.
always to blame the manager again,
Yeah.
as fans.
We lose that derby in 2 weeks' time.
blame the
They're
players.
gonna pile it on him. I'm calling it now. They are gonna pile it on him.
Instead of piling
I
it
think-
on,
It's frustrating because I don't think they should.
I think it's how we lose it.
Think about
if,
it.
1 minute, if we lose, but we put in a really good effort and we lost because they were the better team, I think fans would accept it.
honestly-
But if we do what we did today at home and lose badly,
Yeah.
I think that's a different.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's a massive game for
Fans would be like, "Whoa, that was unacceptable."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
I think the
massive game.
first 20 minutes are going to be massive. The first 20 minutes, and we haven't done a really good
don't
20,
start
25
well
minutes.
at all.
No. And if you don't start that game well,
We never start,
it's
ever.
the ambience, the stadium are going to quickly turn.
Do you guys think we can honestly get a result at Stamford Bridge where we notoriously do badly, and then Anfield we've won 3 times in 100 years?
Anfield, no.
8, is it 8? 8 times, sorry. 8 times in 100 years.
Anfield, no.
Anfield, no. Bridge, maybe.
Stamford Bridge, maybe, on the
Maybe
basis of
Chelsea
Chelsea
are.
not being. They'll turn up because it's Tottenham, but they're
Have
not.
Chelsea lost to a top 6 cup this season?
They've had a good record against top
Surely,
6 clubs.
yeah.
They
They've
beat
had, like,
us,
a
they drew
good
City
record.
twice, they drew
They lost to
Arsenal.
United once. Did they lose to United?
They drew.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they
No,
lost.
they beat them
they lost
4-3 the other
United.
day.
Yeah, but early in the season they lost.
They drew.
No, they drew.
At Old Trafford.
They drew,
Yeah,
yeah,
draw.
they drew.
Draw.
They drew.
They're good. I know, obviously sharp against us, big time.
They were 100% under the lights as well. Like.
But look, I think Arsenal's massive game.
Yeah.
Massive.
I honestly think if we lose that, if it weren't done today this season, that would be
I
quite
reckon the season's pretty much done, but the Arsenal game's massive.
Today had all the makings of the season
Yeah,
done.
it's weird. Like
The Arsenal
with
game's massive.
Conte's first season, top 4 did feel like the be one end. Like I almost felt like we were going for
Mate,
the
we
title.
was in
And it
relegation
weren't-
form
Yeah.
when we're doing
Uh,
our.
When we were
think
playing that season, by the way, was incredible.
It's because we beat Arsenal to full place
That
as
might
well.
be it.
It gave it a
That
little bit
was,
of an
yeah.
extra.
And the way
I feel like
the
this year, I don't feel nearly as
the
much
drama.
about top 4. Like, I'll be happy with Europa League.
And it
Do you,
could be top
do you
five.
remember leading up to that game, that Conte, Arsenal? They are not winning this game. They're not. Now, can we say that today?
Conte also planted seeds. He built it up. He was saying to Arteta, I remember,
He called him out, didn't
hopefully you turn up this time. You don't run away again.
Yeah,
so it was building up as a.
I don't think this is how Ange works, and also I don't know, man.
No, but that's the difference in level of manager.
Yeah,
right?
it's
You'd
just
be able
it's
to
just the
plant
way he
seeds.
is.
then
But I'm
3
fine.
weeks
By the way, I'm
before we
fine with the way
play,
Ange
4
is
weeks
with the media. I got no problem with it.
Angie's great with the media, I think. I think he's really good.
He's probably one of the best managers we've had with the media.
But I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
I
he's
don't,
really
I don't
impressive.
see. You see when you listen to Ange and how he sees it, and that he's really he's all about work ethic. He's all about. I don't see that being reflected, certainly on today's performance.
On
I
the
didn't
pitch.
see that reflected. I don't see the manager's
I
hand.
think there's a few players that are really letting him down. Like
Mate, today we were
Bissouma,
hiding today.
Maddison, that are just not. They're just not at the level.
Today we saw players hiding.
It's not there.
Bissouma, right? at the start of the season, again, I'm just going by what people were saying.
First 4 or 5 games.
Look at Basuma.
Incredible.
When you put a proper coach with proper tactics that
Unbelievable.
develops the players,
Yeah.
look what you get.
He's falling off
Conte
again.
doesn't
Yeah.
know how to coach.
Yeah.
Now, where's that energy to say, well, hold on.
Mm.
I thought you're this good coach who develops the players. I thought Conte was wrong. When Conte said Basuma, I don't play him because tactically he doesn't get it.
He doesn't. He
Right.
literally doesn't get it. We might as well get Conte back at this
How,
rate, like.
how it's looking to me now is Conte had the point. Ange got a little honeymoon period out of him because Basuma had something to prove. Now reality's kicked in. Ange isn't this elite wow.
Literally bang on.
Actually telling you stuff
Bang
to
on.
do. When
That
you're
is
not
literally
doing
bang on. Basuma doesn't.
That's how I
get it.
feel.
I think Basuma's not good enough. Like,
God, well,
that's one thing we
I
need.
feel like we've got-
Athletically, he's good. He gets around the pitch well, way better than Højbjerg. But
Do you think he's a 6?
No.
no.
But what is he though? He's not an 8. He's not.
But
a
like,
6.
I'm not too.
He's like
sure.
half 6, half 8.
Assuming we get
He's like
someone better
7,
in his
isn't he?
position,
He's
I'm not sure where
He's
he's
just so
going
poor
to
at
line up.
all. He can't do
Like,
anything.
He's like a 6.75.
The thing is, it's not. It's, right now, it's not even just him anymore.
whole middle.
Benton is hit and
Whole
miss
middle
at the
of the park.
moment. Sarr probably the most consistent out of that lot.
Sarr's
And
not
then even Maddison, you was mentioning him earlier on.
Maddison
Madison as well. Like I
He's
forgot.
enough with injury for.
But
a
all
couple
the
of months
Tottenham
now, we're
fans
still
rate
not.
Sarr so much. I don't know about Sarr, man.
I
don't
think
know.
he adds
I don't know.
stability. to the
I feel like he
team.
can only run in straight lines. He's obviously an athlete. He does the miles, but
Energy-wise,
energy
he
as well.
brings
No,
it.
he's
amazing,
He's
but
young, he's got long legs.
I don't know.
Do you know what?
He does the dirty work.
He can't shoot.
can't shoot at all.
Does Udogie, Sarr, and maybe even Johnson need a little bit more time because they're young to develop
Yeah,
and
they
evolve?
do.
Because Udogie does show naivety again today defensively.
Yeah.
All the time, yeah, of course.
Well, I think
That's the problem when you're getting fullbacks to go inverted in midfield, and it's a lot for a fullback. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's probably never.
It's a lot
Saying
of
that-
information, of course.
Saying that
He's probably
Porro's
never
experience
played
and he cost us.
He done his hamstring
Yeah,
today
yeah.
as well.
All
So.
three of them
Porro
players that
makes
you
a lot of
mentioned,
mistakes. It's very
they've all
difficult
earned-
for a fullback to get those
Both
kind of
fullbacks
instructions.
today. Udogie played a part in the first goal.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we got exposed.
And Porro
And
was
how-
second.
We've seen
and
quality.
how obviously
We've seen them-
targeted them.
They've got the right work ethic. They've got the right.
Oh.
Like they are good. They have.
And our
character
fullbacks
games,
at everything
and
as well. When they
just
get
need to
injured
give
as
them
well.
more
The
time.
problem is
They've earned more time. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, with young players, you got to give them a couple of years. I agree. I'm not.
And they've shown that they're worth waiting
Mate, the
on.
individual mistakes as well today were a killer. Udogie involved in the first,
Porro.
and Porro in the second,
Porro for the second.
and then the third on the 50th minute.
I didn't even see the
That
foul.
was
I don't
down.
even know
I
what
wouldn't.
happened.
I think that's where you can
You
give
didn't
young
miss-
players
you didn't
excuses.
miss
Not
anything.
excuses,
Hello,
leeway.
and
Because you know
welcome
they're young,
aboard this
and they've-
LNER
but you can
Zuma
already
to
see potential in
London
them.
King's
Yeah.
Cross.
You can see potential in Udogie. You can see Vicario fucks up. All right, you know what he like messed up, but you know what he's capable of doing. Porro, you know what he's capable of doing. You get your Werners and stuff, and you go, he's a bit.
He's
further
been
on in his-
around the block. He's
a bit
29.
further
He's
on in this career
he's-
by now and stuff like that. So there are players that you'll give leeway to.
Let's wrap it up because this has been quite a long video. I thought it was going to be a 10-minute chat. We've done half an hour. There you go.
it is.
That's football for you. What do you need to see between now and the end of the season and the summer to really believe we are going in the right direction, or to make you feel, you know what, I'm done. This has happened again.
What do we need to see?
You as a fan, individually.
For me, it's the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game is everything. We need to beat or draw against Arsenal.
So not lose, basically.
Not lose against Arsenal and perform against Arsenal and go toe to toe with Arsenal.
Yeah.
And that
Show
game
fight,
is
man.
everything.
Show fight.
Show fight. But honestly, I don't. This has been very doom and gloom, but I actually think we will show up against Arsenal. I do think. I don't think it will define where we're going.
Remember what you said, right? Remember.
I think we'll show up. I think we will show up against Arsenal.
All right, if
But
that's
we could show up against Arsenal and still lose. That's the problem. That's how good they are.
if that's what you want to see between now and the end of the season, so if you just show me something in the Arsenal game,
Yeah.
what about in the summer? What do you need to see?
Signings, of course. We have to sign.
Yeah, but is it numbers? Is it quantity? You know, what is it? A mixture of
it's
both? Is it
definitely-
young players more to bring in for the future? Is it proven talent? Like, because a lot of fans say signings, but like, if you were to ask me, I'd say I want to see 3 to 4 proven talented signings. So the Kvaratskhelia, the Jack Grealishes, Rafinha's, that level.
That's not going to happen. Is
Not
it?
Mbappe's, not De Bruyne's, because we're not going to
Yeah.
get the best of the best. But I do
Even
think we
that
can
level's
get.
not going to happen. Realistically.
Why not? We've got Maddison.
At
But Maddison was never that level of like.
He was a good player.
Leicester team that got
But
relegated.
Leicester got relegated.
Yeah, Leicester got relegated.
Cheap.
Yeah,
Romero,
cheap.
Italian centre back of the year.
But no, I think we have to find the right players, and we have to scout them really well. But I think it's going to be a bit of a numbers game. We need to get 4 or 5, and we're going to get rid of a lot of players. Højbjerg,
Striker.
yeah.
I think a lot of it as
Solanke,
well-
I'm telling you, I really think we should sign Solanke.
Solanke.
I really think so.
A lot of when we lose games,
He
we can
suits
see
the system a lot. He
roughly-
can press so well. He's dynamic.
Like you can see where we need to improve. We need realistically another winger. Like, I know I said I want to keep Timo Werner. We need a winger that's better than
Chiesa.
Werner. We need
Exactly, that's not
a
realistic.
better starting left wide player.
left wide player.
Yeah,
I know-
can we get Bowden from Chelsea? From West Ham?
Nah.
Bowen?
Yeah. Why not?
Kudus.
No,
They end
but
up
it's
8
not
for 9.
realistic, is it? We're not gonna
Why not?
sign
Why is it
Bowen
not
from West
realistic?
Ham.
Not if they end up 8
Arsenal
if they
got
get relegated.
Arsenal got
maybe.
Declan Rice from West Ham.
Nah, but it's not. That's not. It's
Yeah, but why?
West Ham
It just wouldn't happen.
Like-
Yeah, but why
Do you
not?
know what? The
No.
thing
I wouldn't
is,
even want Bowen, to be honest.
our expectations of what we
Why
can
would you not
get.
want him? He scores goals, he creates.
He
Plays in the-
does, but
plays in the
I
front.
don't know. I don't know. He has a ceiling, isn't it? He's never going to be world class, Bowen, is he?
All right.
He's a top
Okay,
player.
okay. But Eze,
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll
can we
Eze.
not get him from
I
Crystal
know.
Palace?
Elise
I don't
as
see
well,
why not.
top player.
Both.
Top
I don't see why not.
Right, so there you go. So they do exist, and we can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's money though.
And it is money.
But we're right, we're
I think at the end of
Each
the
one of those two are going to cost about 16 million.
Exactly.
that's the other thing as well.
Yeah, but hold on, we spent 65 on Richarlison.
Yeah, but the problem is we've only got one a summer, so we can maybe sign one player for 60 million this summer. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, but hold on. Last year we spent 220 million
I know.
without Champions League. So let's say we spend 200 million this summer. Why can't we buy 4 players of a decent price tag?
I think we should
I don't know.
prioritise rather than left wing. I think we should prioritise number 6.
Oh, well, obviously, I would say
I
6 is
think-
priority.
I think
The middle of the
Right,
park is
if-
our
right,
priority.
What
Basuma-
4 positions then? 6 left wing.
Right.
No, number 1, 6 priority.
Yeah.
Striker,
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
priority. I think centre attacking mid, Maddison position is a priority.
Another Maddison,
I don't
yeah.
think
Okay,
Maddison.
attacking mid.
And then left winger.
So left winger, attacking
Well,
mid.
if you've got a striker, then Son goes
Number
left.
6.
Yeah, Son can go left.
And
but
was it striker?
so we
number
have
10,
to manage
number
Son's
6,
minutes.
left winger.
And
We
a
have
winger,
to.
yeah.
He plays too much football. So
Think-
at his age as well.
I think, especially the way Ange plays well, like we're gonna get injuries. Like we need a good Van de Ven replacement. I don't know how good actually Phillips is.
Well, no,
Oh,
trust in
what?
Dragonson, bro. Oh,
Yeah, we signed Dragonson.
Yeah,
we got to use him.
all
otherwise-
Dragons into fair, and I've got no reason to doubt
We
him,
got to wait
so
on
I don't know.
Dragonson, but yeah.
But yeah,
6.
I think,
I think
and
6.
also we need depth. Like we need, like when Porro and the Doggy were injured earlier in the season. Like,
You need cover.
Right,
for
so
those.
now
Well,
that's
we need
6
cover.
players.
but we need cover.
But before we go, 6, who do you want to sign? Because 6 is such a tricky position.
I'll
Yeah.
give you a
Who's
list.
out there?
I'll give you a list, and I don't care which one, right?
Yeah.
Because I think they're all better than we got. Paulinho, Zubimendi, Manu Kone from Richard Gladbach, and that boy that played for Atalanta against Liverpool the other night,
Oh, Edison.
Edison. If we got one of those 6,
But even Onana from
I
Everton.
I don't want
is
an
good.
Onana. He loses possession of the ball
Yeah,
too
he's
much.
not. He's not 6. He's not a 6.
I get
He's
why-
a kind
I get
of
why
box-to-box. I'd
fans
take
want
him
him.
though, but he'd be a bit higher up the pitch for us. I think.
Anyone on that list for me is an upgrade on where we're at.
Yeah. 6 is a
What-
very
what
difficult
were you
position
thinking?
to sign. I honestly
I
don't
like
know.
Paulinho personally. I like Paulinho.
Paulinho.
Although Edison from
Oh,
Paulinho's a top player. He'll
He's
fit
Premier League
straight
proven.
in. Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Again, but it'll be another big.
Can he
price
play
tag.
out from the
I
back?
don't know,
The Andre though. That's the
Premier
thing.
League
No, he can. But it'll be another big price tag. Big price tag from Fulham Premier League. That'll be like 60. 50,
Well, I think we all
60.
said Premier League proven. That's what we said about Basuma, and like, it's not.
Yeah.
Basuma wasn't an Ange signing though.
I know he went Ange, but like this is what we thought.
And Basuma's another one. Why did no other big clubs want Basuma? Remember we signed Basuma for 30 million. Everyone was like, that's a steal.
25.
That's a steal.
Arsenal
Why
wanted
did
him. Arsenal
did
were-
they want him?
Yeah, I think
Did they?
Arsenal. I think we.
Did they really? We got him
we
for
don't
so
know.
cheap.
There were rumours.
They were linked with him.
If you
The
get
problem for me,
a player for 25
Basuma is not a number 6. So if
From
he's going
Brighton
to
as
be,
well, we've just signed Casado for 100 million,
if this is,
and they saw Basuma for 30.
if this is the
You know what I'm
play,
saying?
if this is where we're going to play
Yeah, they
Basuma,
made big money on this side.
So like they know how to get money out of a player. If they
Sold
sold Basuma for
Trossard.
30 million, they obviously didn't think he was, you know.
We need to wrap it up.
All right.
Guys, thanks for watching the video. It's been a tough day. We've got one hell of a week coming up in 2 weeks' time. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool. You got to pray for us, people. You got to pray. Big up to these two boys.
Yeah, follow me, Declarooney88 on Twitter. Catch me.
What did you say?
I don't think he even has Twitter, man. Shout out to Mr. T if you're watching this.
Yeah, and I'm not a twat, Mr. T, just so you know. All right. Peace.
All right, peace.
We'll be back Monday. We'll have a show tomorrow.
We've got a show tomorrow. We've got a show Sunday night, 9 p.m. and then Monday. That's going to be one hell of a podcast. I'll tell you now.
All right. Away the lads.
Oh wait, that's.